Big shout out to Sporting Icons, best channel out there.
Okay, so Alen Babic, he gets stopped in round number 1 in Poland against Polish fighter Lukas Rozanski. This is for the vacant Bridgerweight WBC world title. Did not see that happening, or at least not in round number 1 anyway. Now, about halfway through round number 1, for those of you who didn't see it, Alen Babic, he gets into like a little bit of a trade-off with Rozanski. And as we've seen from Rozanski before, he likes a bit of a trade. He just keeps on throwing punches in bunches. And I think a left hook lands through, shakes Babic a little bit. Then Babic goes down onto his knee. Referee gives him a count, he gets up, he looks okay. Rozanski jumps all over him, gets him up against the rope, starts unloading. The referee steps in. You could argue a little bit too early, based on the fact it is for a world title, if we can consider Bridgerweight a world title, right? But from that standpoint, it was always going to happen. If Rozanski was ever going to start unloading on Babic, the home fighter was always going to get the stoppage win. Now, as I said, you could say it's a little bit early, but at the same time, some shots were getting through. And this is what happens when you trade. At some point, you're going to come short. And ultimately, this is what's happened with Alen Babic, unfortunately, where Lukas Rozanski, that's what he does. He trades. Now, Babic, he trades as well. But, of course, we've seen Babic in trouble before, where at times his defence is very, very lacking, where we know that he can box, but he just doesn't. There's something about the crowd. It makes him not want to box. It just makes him just want to brawl. And ultimately, you're going to get clipped, you're going to get hurt, and you're going to get stopped. That's how it's always going to go. So, very disappointing for me personally, of course, because I like Babic. But, as I said, it was always going to happen at some point, but I didn't expect it to be happening against Rozanski. Not that there's anything wrong with Rozanski, not at all. He's a very, very good fighter. But as I said, he's a brawler. When you fight a brawler, what you do is you box him. Babic, he's got that amateur experience with the Croatian national team, so he knows how to box, but he seems to have just neglected it. And what a lot of people have been saying for a long time is that at some point he's going to get stopped. Well, that's ultimately what has happened. I do feel it is a little bit early. I think the referee could have let it go on a little bit more, just to see if Babic was going to maybe start trading backwards. But again, you could argue that Babic, he wasn't really throwing too much back. He was more just a case of surviving. And I don't really know why he wasn't grabbing him, just holding him. Instead, he was just putting his arms up, just trying to move from side to side and try and get out of the way. But ultimately, listen, it was going to happen at some point. Now it's happened. He says that he doesn't care about the O. Well, now it's gone. So what's going to happen with Babic going forward? Is he going to continue at Bridgerweight, go down to Cruiserweight? Is he going to go back to Heavyweight? It's going to be interesting. Very, very interesting. But anyway, congratulations to Lukas Rozanski. He gets the win that I know a lot of fighters would love to have got over Alen Babic. So anyway, got a new Bridgerweight world champion, Lukas Rozanski from Poland. Drop your thoughts below, click thumbs up, subscribe. Catch you next video.